Can you get a divorce in Michigan without a lawyer? Well, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're going to continue our video series designed to educate and inform the public, so please subscribe to our channel. Can you get a divorce without a lawyer in Michigan? Well, under certain circumstances, you can file what's called a pro per or a pro se matter, where you basically say to the court, I'm representing myself in this matter. The Constitution allows me to self-represent, and I'm going forward with this. You are certainly allowed to do that, particularly in a situation where there's not a whole lot of assets or liabilities, that maybe there aren't kids, both parties agree on everything. You have to meet certain timelines. You have to be mindful of the deadlines that are set forth by the court in the court rules and by the court scheduling order. But if you do that, can you? Yes, you can. But you have to understand one thing. Number one, the court's not going to give you legal advice. The court personnel are not going to give you legal advice. So if you don't need legal advice because everything is agreed upon and makes sense to the court, then you're in good shape. The question isn't whether or not you can do this without a lawyer. The question is, should you? Now, if there are matters in controversy, if there are children and there's a custody issue, if there's a lot of property involved, there's a lot of debt involved, it becomes a question of not whether or not can you, but whether you should go through it without a lawyer. The answer is probably that you shouldn't. I say this all the time. I mean, you might well be able to drive down I-75 with a blindfold on and maybe get to where you want to be, and maybe you won't hit anything. But odds are you won't get to where you want to be and you're going to hit something. And that's the same thing as going through a litigation without a lawyer. Is it possible that you'll stumble your way across the finish line? Yes, it is. But more likely than not, it's going to be a hellish nightmare, and things are going to get missed, and you're not going to get the appropriate consideration, and you're not going to get what you think you're going to get, and you have not considered everything that's supposed to be considered. We get people all the time calling us up saying, well, why should I pay money for this if this or that's going to happen? Or why should I pay money, just to have somebody, speak my piece? I can speak my own piece. Yeah, that's right. And then when you lose your case, when you don't get the custody rights, when you get clobbered with child support that's unrealistic because you didn't do what you were supposed to do to show the court actual numbers, when all these things go on, then people try to backtrack and say, oh, well, now at the 11th hour, I want to get a lawyer. And then you realize, it's very expensive and you can't get somebody who's available when trial's next week. And all of a sudden, the new lawyer is stuck with whatever you have done that so far and can't get discovery open, can't get witness list filed, can't call any witnesses or can't get any evidence admitted because you haven't met the timelines of sharing the exhibit and witness list. All these things go on and then it's a mess. And then, you don't have a lawyer to blame it on. You don't have the court to blame it on. You have to blame yourself because you didn't do what you were supposed to do when you should have. You thought you'd be, penny smart, but you were being dollar foolish. And so that's what happens in these cases. So can you do this without a lawyer? In an ideal world, an ideal circumstance, yes, you probably can. Just like you can probably build your own house one brick at a time. Is it going to have electrical and heating and comply with the rules? Probably not. It's the same kind of deal here. So my advice to you is, if you got a marriage that's 9 months old and there are no children and there are no assets and both of you agree to just go your separate ways and you have nothing to split, you might be able to try and do that without a lawyer. Anything more sophisticated than that, do yourself a favor, get yourself competent counsel who will help you through this. Just like you wouldn't undertake to do a minor surgery on yourself, you shouldn't undertake to handle litigation on your own. If you have any questions about your case, reach out. We'll be glad to help you out.
248-588-3333. 248